Alright, update 3. Tier list with all the new mythics and secrets. Let's go. So here we are, we're back on the tier list. You know, I got all the new units. I got Kisuke, Ulquiorra, Stark, Blue Devil, Hollow Ichigo, Vastalorde, and Uryu. So let's go from top to bottom. Of course, we already know Arima, or Armin, my bad. Armin is meta 24/7. If you already don't have Armin, I don't know what you're doing. You literally need to get him. He's godly. He literally does 1,000,000+ damage, and his SPA is actually pretty low for the type of unit that he is. Which, if you don't know already, manual type of unit. Press a button, he basically explodes, and his Colossal Titan goes crazy. Absolutely ham. If you don't have to have him, like I said, you need to get him right now. Now for God tier, of course, we got Lelouch. You know, he's got that great damage. Spawns a Gilgamesh, Gigamesh, whatever you want to call it. Shoots a laser beam. Mind controls the bosses. Really nice overall, and he's a secret rare and everybody wants him. Honestly, I want him just because he summons that big ass robot. Now for S+, we already got to put in these S+, alright? S+, Kisuke on top right now. Honestly, Kisuke is on top. His abilities just goes crazy in my opinion. If you guys think otherwise, it is what it is. Kisuke looks the best, and he has a girl on his team, so you can't really complain about that. Now with Shanks, I go next to Kisuke just because, you know, Shanks circle AoE, pretty good damage, low SPA, okay range, but his ability still goes pretty crazy in all types of ways. You know, that stun still really good. Now Arima's just right up here. You know, Arima's right there just because of the fact that his damage is still the baseline for most DPS dealers. You know, for like let's say Stark or Ulquiorra, they're the baseline. He's just the baseline to like test with everybody else, just because he has such a good, you know, stat in damage dealing that everybody just compares him to him. And he is really good, by the way, around like 16,000 I think every 6 seconds, so that's really good right there. And I think he's still S+. Alright, if you already don't have Rima, go ahead and get him. He has Cone AoE, big range. Now for Ulquiorra, I'll put Ulquiorra right here. You know, Ulquiorra is definitely somewhere in the S+. I don't think he's better than Arima, just because Arima has bigger, you know, range. This guy doesn't even hit air units, so does most units as well, but we'll get into that later on. But yeah, Ulquiorra, I think he does a little bit more damage than Arima, but he just has way bigger AoE, so that's what I think about it. But something that you can argue with Stark. You know, you could either replace these guys, all interchangeable, but I'll just put Stark right here just because I feel like he's better on infinite maps and maps with longer ranges. Not only does he have around like 30,000 damage, but his range goes up to like 50 or something like that, and he has like a big line rectangle AoE, and it's wide as hell, thick, veiny, and juicy, so it's really good. I think that this guy is probably one of the top dealing damage dealers if it was on a map that was pretty straight. If it's on a curvy, maybe like a bent out of the closet map, then I don't think it's that great, but he's definitely still up there. Also, placing 3 of them does bring it down a little bit, but if you get unique on this guy, he goes nuts. Now for S+, I guess I could put no. I think this is a good amount of S+ right here. I think these are like the top tier units that you guys should aim for, but I think that Juzo should go S because his damage isn't really as high as theirs, but his SP is pretty low, fairly similar to Shanks, but he does have a way bigger AoE and you know, just a little bit more damage than Shanks, plus he does have bleed, so I give him an S, but I don't think he's up here with the S+ guys. I don't think he's with the big boys yet, or at least for right now, since I don't think he's gonna get upgraded soon enough, but who knows. For Katakuri, you could bring Katakuri to S+. I could see people putting Katakuri in S+, or even God, just not meta, you know, this for Arima, or even God, just because his utility and versatility and you know, leaderboards, infinites, story mode, etc. He's just so useful. Slows and stuns enemies, pretty big AoE too, so I could see him being a God or maybe S+, but I see him more reasonable as a S or maybe a low S+. I'm gonna just put him above Juzo just because his utility just goes crazy, but yeah, that's what I think about him. Now for Eto, honestly, since people were hyping him up, or hyping her up because this is a woman, I think that this is kind of mid now. Alright, it's kind of got out damaged. You know, that evolution ability where you get 6+ damage kind of loses its viability just because it costs so much to place this fat boy down. The woman, okay, my bad, this woman down, and honestly, I don't really like using them, so if you like using Eto just because of the model, that's great, but I don't think it's the best. Still really good unit though. I put it in an S, somewhere up here. Now for Broly, I think that Broly might be better than Eto just because the range damage goes crazy. Might not have as much damage, but that range is nuts. All right, it's just nuts. And with Kisuke, him being out, he basically makes every unit better now. So you know, Broly's SPA goes down to like 8 to 9 seconds. That's crazy. And his range gets up to 60. That's even better. So I think Broly's a little bit above Eto just because the damage is nuts. Now for Kainu, I'll definitely put a Kainu below both of them just because his SPA is a little lower. But now since the new map has came out for the hollow one, there's air units everywhere and we need hill units to hit him. I think he's actually a little bit more prioritized above these guys, maybe even above Juzo. I won't do that, you know, just to, not to disrespect Juzo, but I think Akainu now is very useful. And in the later future updates, I think there will be more utilized units that will be needed for like hill units to hit air units, slows to maybe hit fast units even though they're already in the game. But yeah, I think they're gonna add more modifications to other, you know, mobs. So I think Akainu is definitely useful right now. Now for Uryu, okay, this man honestly disappointing, very mid, but his damage is really good though. His AoE, his circle AoE just what makes him it just makes him really bad. His circle AoE is so small, smaller than like literally Levi, which he's pretty small. He's like 5'2", so I think that's a statement on its own. So I think Uryu, I think he's fairly decent right here. He could be up here if you're using him into, you know, hollow maps, but like I said, for a kind of very situational in terms of, you know, these new maps. I don't think you'll be using him outside of hollow. If you are, then that's great, that's fine, but I still think these units are the ones to aim for outside of hollow map just because there aren't air units in there yet. Now for Rengoku, I rank Rengoku around a high A or S tier. I think high A just because his DPS is there, not as good as these big boys right here, but I think his DPS is really good. You know, he's got that burn, big circle AoE, which is really nice, and overall just great DPS. If you compare between Akaza and Rengoku, Rengoku does have more DPS. That was my bad. I did not do my research well. I should get an F on my homework, but I didn't. It was fine. Now that I look back at it, I think Akaza is lower than Rengoku just because even though you can place 5 of these guys, his damage is a little lower, even though he does get a buff as well, but that's all right. All right, we make mistakes. Now for All Might, I think All Might is also right here, you know, A tier, definitely good, still kind of meta if you're using All Might in terms of, you know, leaderboards or pushing units back, definitely good in that terms, but you know, his damage isn't really reaching up to these boys no more, but his circle AoE and his pushback, that definitely makes him a A tier at least. Now Tadara, I don't know where to put Tadara, man. I don't care about this man. Like, he fell off along with Madara, like they both end with Adara, so I think that's why, that's the curse with like these units. But I don't know, Tadara is kind of just like, I mean, he's good, you could have him, he's cool, he's got burn, decent AoE, I guess. Levi, you could put Levi above him just because he is a great boss killer and amazing damage, although his circle AoE is a little smaller. You could place 6 of these guys, so you can't really complain about it. So I think he's better than Tadara, but just so I don't disrespect this man, and he does have good burn and decent damage. Actually, no, this man has a tiny circle AoE in range. I don't know, I might disrespect this guy. I think Levi might be better. Okay, I'll just put him right there. It doesn't really matter. You know, these guys at the top, aim for them. Not really these guys right here. But if you can, go ahead and get him. Now for the new one that I have up here is Whitebeard. I don't think he's new. He is not new. He's from like 2 updates ago. But hey, he's got a white mustache. You know, full AoE circle. He's got that pushback move, although it is manual, which makes him really annoying. I thought this man was gonna be meta, which he was for a little time, but now he's kind of fallen out. I think he might be better than Levi just because the damage is there and he does have that knockback ability. Not as good as All Might since he does have the passive, but definitely good. Now for Blue Devil, this man right here, I've seen it, 6,000 damage, burn, 6 SPA, decently sized AoE as well, so I think I'll put him at B. I don't think he's as good as Tadara, but definitely up there, so I'll put him right here. Madara, oh my god, man, this man, like, what the fuck, this man has fallen off so badly. I think that this guy's like trash. I don't even think you should go for him. I think I'm just gonna put him back to new. I won't disrespect him like that. I think I'll just put him like right above here, or at least a low A tier, just because Madara, his SPA is a little longer and his AoE is wider but not that long. His damage is like so far low for evolved units, so I think that he's still decent if you want to go for him, but I don't think he's that great. Erwin, my bad. Aaron, this guy definitely good flex, but not great of a unit. Maybe I'll put him a low A tier just because he does have good damage, but you know, he does cost like millions or into the hundreds of thousands of cash, so definitely not worth using in anything besides infinite or just flexing. So either B or A. I could see him down there. I'll just put him in A just because Madara is trash, and he could also mess with your mind, so that's pretty cool in the anime, not in the game. Now for this guy right here, Gohan with the sword, honestly definitely up here, B tier, definitely B tier. Good damage, good AoE, good SPA, just a decent unit overall. Honestly, Madara is so bad I might put him over it, but no, I won't do that. I'll just put him right here. I don't think I don't think he's obtainable anymore, right? I think he was a leaderboard unit, just like these two. So get on the leaderboards, get these units so you can flex. Now for Naruto, honestly, very disappointing. I should put him in what the fuck, but you know, he is still pretty good. So I'll put him in B tier. He's decent for a raid unit, all right? B tier. Actually, no, I'll put him in C tier. Now for Vastalorde, Vastalorde, C tier. Honestly, kind of disappointed with this man. He is a secret unit, and we've seen all secret units are kind of trash, along with this guy and this guy, you know, Ace and Renji or something like that. Yeah, they're all pretty dookie, but hey, their secret units probably good for trading, so get them while you can, and they look pretty cool too. Now these two will go in. Actually, no, I won't do Rengoku that bad. I'll put him right here. I'll put him, yeah, right around here. Rengoku right there, since he is still okay, and he evolves into a pretty good unit as well later on, but not as good. Now for Diavolo, no words. What the fuck? What is this man doing in this game yet? They need to do a JoJo update and like kill him off like in the anime. Like just infinitely kill him by Giorno's Requiem. Like this man needs to get off the game. Why is he so bad? Single target? Who messes with single target? Get out my face. Now for meta legendaries, you already know Bulma for the money. Literally only best money besides Speedwagon. Alright? Speedwagon is still pretty good. Erwin, you know, one of the best units in the game just because he's got that buff and summons like 5k, 7k on max, which is still pretty good. Now for Dio. Dio is still really meta just because he has a good spawn placement for defenses like raids, etc. Good damage. And he has time stop later on, so maybe good for leaderboards as well. Giorno, great replacement for Dio. Not as good as viability and utility as him, but definitely good replacement. Pain, great pushback ability, you know, pushes them back. If you don't All Might, hey, this is a good replacement for like raids, just because he is a little bit more cheaper than All Might and he pushes back too, so that's really nice. And Blackbeard, of course, 15% less defense or HP on them boys, so they take more damage. So I can see him as a meta legendary if you want to bring him on runs. But yeah, this is my tier list. Now besides this, I'm gonna go into the actual tier list that I put him into, like damage dealing, utility, which is right here. Okay, meta 24/7. We got Armin, boss killers, Lelouch, of course, and then Erwin and Levi, great damage dealers for bosses. Utility, top tier, you know, Katakuri. I can't really put him over. I can't really put Kisuke over Katakuri just because he's so good, and he has a passive, so you can't really do Katakuri that bad. But Kisuke definitely up there, great damage, great SPA. You can only place 3 of them, but his ability goes crazy. And you can swap these guys out, but I think Shanks is a little lower just because you know, I like Kisuke better, but that might be a little too base. He does have that stun, so he's definitely great utility. And of course Juzo, great damage dealer, but I'll put him in utility mostly just because these guys are great for damage dealing, and he does bleed, so that's good for those maps. And All Might, great pushback. Now for meta units, meta damage units, we got Arima, Okiora, and Stark. You could put Stark above these guys if you're on a long map, but I think Stark is right here. And then of course we have Rengoku, Akaza, my bad, and Eto and Broly. And then for air units, I put this as a new area just because it is a new place. Why is Madara here? Down there. And yeah, air units, Akainu, Uryu, Tadara. And why is he here? Get down there. You guys are both trash. Actually, I'll put him right here. My bad. Air units, Akainu and Uryu. Decent, you know, Tadara, Blue Devil, and Trunks. Okay, these 3 secrets, WTF, of course, Diavolo. These 4, I don't even want to say their names because they're that disgusting. And of course, meta legends, you already know what they are. That's my tier list. That's all of category tier list, and this is just my general tier list. Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below and leave your own tier list. And yeah, that's it.